Hello, everyone. I'm Judes, your how-to dietitian nutritionist. Welcome to 12 Fixes to Healthy 12-minute webinar. In my new book, 12 Fixes to Healthy, I narrowed down the newest scientific research to the 12 most impactful habits that you can adopt to avoid disease, to fight illness and cognitive decline, and to lose that excess fat weight and keep it off. I've only got 12 minutes, so I'm going to tell you all the 12 fixes and give you something interesting and helpful about every one of the fixes. But there's a lot more in the book. In fact, there is a chapter on every fix in the book, and you can buy the book at 12fixes.com, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And don't forget to follow me at Foods with Judes on all my social media, especially Instagram, because we're giving away a lot of great prizes the whole summer. So I'm going to do 12 fixes in 12 minutes. Here we go. Fix 1, swap sugar. Yeah, I want you to junk the junk and eat whole foods instead, or at least as close to possible to whole foods. So fix 1 helps you satisfy your sweet tooth with whole food sweeteners like fruit, raw honey, and pure maple syrup. And yes, they are sources of sugar, but in their whole food form, they provide more nutrients and are absorbed slower into the bloodstream than processed sugar and even regular honey. And in the book, I talk about the difference between raw honey and regular honey, and a lot more about other sweeteners and how to easily replace that processed or overly processed food with whole foods. Fix 2 is your plan protein. Now, this fix has a lot of power. Most Americans eat about 60% of their protein at dinner time, but eating enough protein spread out through the day helps you to maximize the movement you do during the day to help build muscle. It helps prevent age-related muscle loss. It helps you stay full. And interestingly enough, the amount of protein you eat in the morning helps keep emotional cravings in check in the late afternoon and evening. So in the book, I talk about how much protein to get, when to get it, and the best types of protein. Fix 3, boost gut. So microbes really help us. So eating a fermented food like, say, yogurt every day will boost your gut health. And the research is showing that that in turn then boosts your whole health and weight. So your microbes, your gut microbes, or what we call the microbiome, is 3 pounds of 40 trillion microbes that is now considered a living organ. And it helps you to digest, or affects your digestion, your risk of disease, your ability to fight sickness, and your weight, and even how you relate to the world, like with your mood or anxiety. So the balance of the microbes and the diversity of the microbes really make a huge effect on your health and your life. It's a very confusing topic. Like there's prebiotics and probiotics and fermented food, and I simplify all of that in the chapter and help you know what to do easily to boost your health gut. Fix 4 is to push produce. So this is your daily detox cleanse for real. So produce is really underrated. I mean, I know everybody knows that it's healthy, but I don't believe that people really understand the power of produce to improve their health. Produce is full of thousands and thousands of plant chemicals that work synergistically together to boost your health and improve your weight. And those same plant chemicals are the chemicals that are in plants to help defend the plant from drought and disease. And then when you eat that produce, then you get to benefit from that. So here's another example in the book of ways that produce is helpful to you. There's a study that I cite in there where they followed seniors and looked at how many greens that they were eating. And they found that the people that were eating just over a cup of, like green leafy vegetables that were like salad or raw, that they were 11 years younger in their thinking and memory skills than those who hadn't had any greens at all. So it's interesting. The people who ate just over a half a cup of cooked greens, like collard greens, were in there too. They all had 11 years younger in thinking and memory skills. Pretty impressive, and a reason why we need to eat half of your meals and snacks in vegetables and fruit. So it truly is your daily detox cleanse. Fix 5 is to eat early. This really is the best time to eat. It matters when we eat. Your cells in your body all need time to repair and restore during the night when your digestive system is not in full swing. Morning is the best time for your body to metabolize glucose. And as the day goes on, it's not as good. And in fact, at night, your sleep hormones actually block the insulin they block the insulin's ability to move that glucose out of the blood. In the book, I talk about why that's important and other reasons why it's important to fuel and eat during the day, and after dinner to stop eating. Okay. Fix 6 is move more. And our fitness expert is Tracy Fisher, and she helps you in this chapter to add movement by more time and more frequency, more intensity, or more variety, and definitely more fun. She's really great. And I, as a dietitian nutritionist, provide the newest information on fueling your body to maximize your movement and workouts. Here's an interesting fact about exercise. More than any other behavior, movement has consistently been associated with better sleep. Fix 7, water well. We want to keep those cells swollen with water so they can burn fat more efficiently. Of course, once the cells are, hydrated, they're not going to burn more fat. It's just that we want to drink water consistently to ensure that our fat cells are burning to their full capacity. And the chapter talks a lot about different kind of drinks and, which ones are healthy or not, and how to transition from like sodas and other beverages to drinking different types of water. So, Fix 8 is shift your surroundings. So this chapter is full of small, seemingly insignificant changes that you can make in your environment to help you make healthier choices without even realizing it. And there's many different things you can look at in your environment. And so I'm going to give you one example, but there's several in this chapter. So I cite this study where the participants who had even one box of cereal on their counter were 20 pounds heavier than their neighbors. And if they had soda on their counter, they were 25 pounds heavier than their neighbor. The Fix 9 is to switch fat. I want you to make the switch and switch out the less healthy saturated fat for those fats that are more beneficial. For instance, monosaturated fat that's in avocados and in nuts. So in the book, in this chapter, I talk about which foods, are the best and which oils to use as well to improve your health and even decrease belly fat. And we can't forget that precious omega-3 fatty acids that's found in seafood. Pregnant women and young children are especially in need of the valuable nutrients in seafood and are often aware of those terrific health benefits that for themselves and for their children. Well, in the book, I talk about studies that are associated with increased IQ and a lot of other interesting information, but really good stuff that you really want to know. Fix 10 is to change grain. Okay, there's a lot of carb confusion, and I know everybody, demonizes carbs in general, but I don't want you to throw them all in one pot. This is not a low carb plan, it's a better carb plan. Because whole grains, unlike refined grains, are really helpful to your health. They help decrease your chance of of cancer and heart disease and diabetes, and even help you control your fat weight. And one of the reasons is because whole grains actually feed some of the good, helpful bacteria that's in your gut. And you can learn more about which whole grains to get, and how to cook them and shop for them. And there's a lot more there to help you integrate those into your diet and to benefit from them. Fix 11 is to munch mindfully. And really, this chapter in the book is about learning how to munch mindfully for more enjoyment with less food and no guilt. So it's important, and there's a lot of pieces to it. One of them is about chewing. You may not have known that chewing your food for longer actually tricks your mind into feeling like you're more satisfied with your food. And there's a lot of other things about this, but that's just one as an example. And here's another one. Babies listen to their internal signals, but we don't. And we need to relearn how to listen to our bodies the way we did when we were babies and toddlers. And the book helps you do just that. Fix 12 is sleep soundly. So I want you to choose to snooze to boost your health and your brain function and your body composition. The book explains how 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night can help you follow the other fixes in the book and how the other fixes affect your night's sleep. Very interesting. And here's another interesting piece to this fix. There's a sticky substance in that builds up in your brain between the cells while you're awake, and it can form a plaque that actually hinders the communication between the neurons if you don't get rid of that sticky substance. Guess what? During your sleep is like your brain cleaning service, okay? And it helps get rid of that sticky stuff that collects during the day before it forms plaque and hinders your brain function. So those are the 12 fixes in 12 minutes. And you can buy this book, 12 Fixes to Healthy, at 12fixes.com, Amazon, and Barnes & Noble. And don't forget to follow me at Foods with Judes on social media. Really appreciate you joining me, and here's to your health.